Hello everybody. Welcome to CIDI's second update for the COVID-19 virus. This update contains a quick interview from Kathy Derry with Mayor Richard Burkham of the town of Brome Lake and has a special message from somebody on the front lines of this virus, our host of Ask the Pharmacist, Mr. Jean-Marc Belanger, owner and pharmacist at Uniprix Lac Brome. But first, the latest information we have gathered from across the eastern townships. Brome Lake announces on March 18th that they are pleading the collaboration of all age groups and not only the at-risk population to address the COVID-19 crisis. The town strongly advises citizens to respect the voluntary isolation measures that have been put in place over the past few days. By taking the appropriate precautions and measures, we will be able to not only reduce our personal risk of being infected, but the transmission of the virus to other citizens. As of Tuesday evening, the Council of Mayors of the MRC Brome Missisquoi made the decision to close all 5 eco-centres in the region of Brome Lake, Bromont, Bedford, Farnham, and Sutton. This closure will remain in effect for the month of April. The Cowansville Regional Eco-Centre at the Régie is proposed to reopen on April 1st with an improved service. All Brome Missisquoi residents will have access to this centre free of charge. Finally, have you signed up for the public alert system? The town of Brome Lake intends to use its mass alert and notification system for the first time in the near future. You can register for this alert system by calling 1-844-642-3540. Now on to our quick interview from Kathy Derry with Mayor Richard Burkham of the town of Brome Lake.
Hello, citizens of the Eastern Townships. My name is Kathy Derry, the station manager here at CIDI 99.1 FM. I am here today to provide you with an update a little closer to home. In this time of uncertainty, we are all in the same boat, in a sea of pandemic, endless closures, interruption to daily life, fear, and isolation. We must work together while still keeping our social distance of 1 to 2 meters, of course. It is safe to say our listeners are aware of the causes and the consequences of the 2019 coronavirus. We all know too well is COVID-19. It is spreading around the world and unfortunately has traveled vast distances to become an unwanted visitor in our little corner of the world. Your TV might be constantly tuned into your favorite news network, but today, I have the pleasure to welcome a familiar face in town, Mayor Richard Burkham. Mayor Burkham has called Knowlton his home for many years, and he has seen our town survive from the ice storm of 1998 to the Canadian recession. It is safe to say we are all in good hands. We will survive this pandemic and come out on the other side stronger than we were before. So, Mayor Burkham, what other measures is the town taking to combat this pandemic?
Yes, well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here. Yes, we closed the town hall. We only have a skeleton crew that is working there. The other measures taken in place is the fact that a lot of them are working from home. We've put implementations with the public works, as you're already aware, that the government has marked the water as an essential service. So we have to be careful with our 2 technicians that work on the sewer and water. They're working in separate vehicles. They have their own vehicle from now on, and they won't share it with anybody else. And many other things that we're doing small. We're following the provincial guidelines to the letter. And that is my message today, seriously, to implore that especially the vulnerable, and everybody follows the guidelines, even the young people, not to have parties and to stay apart and keep the distance as you stated in your message, Kathy. And also that, even today, at a certain place, I see a congregation of the vulnerable people, elderly, that are still sitting around having coffee together, and that is not following the provincial guidelines. I'm really distressed when I see that because they're not taking it seriously, and I just turned 70 myself, only by a couple of weeks, and I follow everything as much as I can to the letter. I don't go to town hall only to pick up a document or something. We can get through this together unitedly if everybody does what they're supposed to do. Self-quarantine when you come in from let's say the snowbirds coming home right now, and follow it seriously, because if we do, we will end up conquering this together. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it will be. Please, everybody, follow the guidelines and do what you're supposed to do, and we'll get through this.
I concur. Great advice. Mayor Burkham, I would like to thank you today for your time, and I know not only myself, but the entire town appreciates hearing from a voice so close to home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to thank the Mayor of Brome Lake for that quick message. Up next, we would like to pass the torch on to Jean-Marc Belanger, owner and pharmacist at Uniprix Brome. Jean-Marc, thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm very happy to be with CIDI and to have a chance to talk to you listeners about the COVID-19 and what it implies and what you can actually do to help us fight the pandemic. Because as you know, COVID basically is a virus, and the viruses, you can't see them, you can't smell them, you can't really, there's no clear indicator in most people that they're traveling with it. So basically what's important to understand is as of March 19th, which is today, there's no treatment for the infection and there's no vaccines available. So what that means is that people who will get infected, because as you've seen in other countries, the infections are spreading, and some of them, a certain percentage, will have from that disease basically bad lung problems, bad breathing problems. And what that brings to is people ending up at the hospital and needing more intense treatment to fight the infection off, to help their body kind of slowly heal from the infection. Now, what that means is that the only measure we have right now is following the government's directives, and that's social distancing. Now, social distancing can seem vague, but basically, what you have to understand is that it can take a few days until you develop signs of the infection. So you might not even know that you're carrying it around, and you might be spreading it without even knowing it. Some people don't even have symptoms. So basically, if you have been traveling, respect your quarantine. It's super, super important. I cannot stress this more because you might be spreading it around without even knowing. How would you feel if you end up, infecting your loved one, not even knowing about it? You'd probably feel terrible. So respect your quarantine. Same thing for people who are at risk. So basically we're talking about people with chronic illness or people who are 70 years and older. Respect the fact that you have to and you should stay at home as much as possible. I know some of you are scared and you rush in the pharmacy and you want your medication, but please understand, the telephone exists. We can help you by phone. You don't need to come to the pharmacy. You can call us, we can talk. We're actually arranging, I can speak for myself and probably for other business owners. We're arranging deliveries. We're having, more delivery runs. We're having a lot of options we can manage by phone. So remember one thing is that to help us fight this infection, the best thing you can do is respect what the government says and stay at home. Stay at home as much as possible. I keep on repeating it, but it is very, very important, and that's how you're going to be able to fight this.
We would like to thank you for taking time out of your day from being in the front lines of this virus to helping us deliver this PSA to all our listeners. Measures to support vulnerable people and citizens aged 70 and over will be announced as they come available. Daily updates will also be made on the various platforms of CIDI 99.1 FM in regards to all towns within our broadcasting radius. Here is general information about the COVID-19 virus. In accordance with both the Government of Canada and Quebec orders, all municipalities are taking the necessary and preventive measures in order to limit the spread of COVID-19. They are putting forward the following preventive measures. Almost all town halls are closed. Please visit your municipality's website for more information. Most municipalities have an active emergency service if needed. All essential services are staying open. This includes pharmacies and grocery stores. All group activities, however, are cancelled. That includes all town-related activities, libraries, gyms, schools, etc. Many local businesses are now providing delivery services to the homes of elderly people or those in quarantine. General rules ordered by the Government of Quebec and Canada are the following. Reduce all non-necessary contact with others. When necessary, maintain a distance of 1 to 2 meters with others. Stay at home, except when necessary, for people of all ages. Be in preventive quarantine for 14 days after returning from a trip. Be in preventive quarantine for 14 days if you or a member of your entourage have flu or cold-like symptoms. Do not go to the grocery store, pharmacy, or any other business if you should be in preventative quarantine. Please wash your hands regularly and always cough or sneeze in the crook of your arm. You can find more daily updated information like a timeline of the virus, a link to the world map showing the virus spread, or Information like press releases given from your local municipality and much more at www.cidi991.com. You can also call the Government of Quebec's COVID-19 specific hotline at 1-877-644-4545. That's 1-877-644-4545. I have been Kelsey Reno, and this has been your daily update of the COVID-19 virus. Please stay safe and have a good day.